Hello everyone, in today's video I'll be showing how to set up your lab on Linux, so using Docker and Container Lab. So I'll show you how to set up your lab for the next challenge, and going forward we'll be using this method. So the first thing is to open your Linux. So I have mine running here, this VMware, it's this. So this is just an Ubuntu. This is just an Ubuntu server. So currently I set the memory to 8 gig, processors 4, and that you can change yours as needed, but you'll need enough to be able to run the lab. So it's booting up right now, so I can do what I want to do here. Okay, it's up, but for convenience I prefer opening it right here on mobile extend. That's my ID. um so I'm just going to try to log in. I think this is it right here. um, just going to wait for a bit while it comes up. It's already up here, so it shouldn't take so much time here. It's Ubuntu, right? Yeah, yeah, that's it. Okay, it's coming up now. So it's up. So two things that we're going to need. We're going to need Docker. So Docker needs to be installed on your Linux, and Container Lab also needs to be installed on your Linux. So if we check here, I'll see Docker is not installed here. Container Lab is also not installed. That's fine. That's fine. So we'll get a GitHub link like this, a page that's where. So what we have here is just a test. It's just a test. So I'll recommend you run this test also in preparation. So I'm just going to get the HTTPS link here and clone it. So currently we have this. So clone this, and now we have the ANC practice. So going into this, so this is the setup script we are going to run in a bit. But first of all, we need to make it executable. So we do this, and now we see it's now executable. One more thing we'll need are the images. So if we go into the images directory, it's going to be always empty. It's going to be always empty. So now I need to move the images here. If you already have the images, you probably can keep this empty, and that's fine. But for the first time, you won't have the images, so you need the images. I've uploaded the images are uploaded here, and this link is going to be shared with you so you can download the images. So I already have them downloaded, so I'm just going to drag them right here onto my server. So you can use any method to transfer. Maybe you want to use your FTP or whichever method. So mine, I can just drag from here and place it over here on my SCP. So let's see, it's almost done for the first one. So if we check now, we see we've gotten the first one. Second one, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Okay, this is fine. So now we have the images. We have the images needed. So remember, we mentioned we are going to need Docker and Container Lab, but we don't have those installed yet. So why would this work? So that's because this setup script is going to check if we have that and install it if we don't. Let's just see what's going on in the setup script. So the first thing it does is the OS detection. It detects the OS, if it's Linux or Windows. After detecting the OS, it checks if Docker is already installed. If Docker is installed, fine, it skips this step. But if it is not installed, it installs Docker. After that, it checks if Container Lab is installed. If not, it installs Container Lab. Then it checks for the images. The images we just uploaded. It tries to check if it's already in the Docker images. If it's not, it tries to pull them. After the images, then it deploys the lab right here. um it waits for the devices to come up also, and also and just print some connection information. So That's pretty much what's going on. So let's try to run this now. So I'm just going to run this setup script. So we've seen it has detected Linux. So Docker not found is installing. So it's asking for my password. So I'm just going to provide the password because there's a sudo command run. So it needs password to continue. So now it's trying to install Docker on this system. Okay. So Docker is installed. If we check, we'll see Docker it has been installed. Now it's checking for Container Lab not found, and it tried to install that, and right here Container Lab is installed. Now it's checking for the images. You can see that the images are missing, and so it's trying to load them, and is loading the images. There is a third image actually. This Nicolaka. This is a very lightweight Linux, just for some checks, maybe to ping trace route, just minimal checks. It's not included in part of the images because that one can be pulled from Docker Hub. So I think everything is set up. Everything is set up. The topology has been set up now. It's just waiting for devices to come up. So we have two devices in this test lab: a PC, which is the Linux Nicolaka. We have a router, and we have a switch. So let's just finish his check, and we are going to try to SSH into those devices, the management of those devices. Okay, so right here we can see it's finally booted. It's saying router one is taking longer time. Okay, you can just ignore this. Let's try to SSH into router one. So the username is admin, password is admin, and these are the management IPs. Let's try to go into router one. Okay, so it's giving this. So I'm just going to remove this, then try to SSH again. Mm, Okay, so yes, password is admin. And yep, we're in router one. Show, and it's going to be loaded with the configuration, so you don't need to copy and paste configurations. Show, so this is the management right here. Show running configuration. We have the running configuration for this test topology. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So that's the same way we log into every other device. So maybe you want to check the IPs again. You can use Container Lab inspect. Oh, is it inspect? Yeah, okay. It's Container Lab inspect. I just needed me to run with sudo, so you can use that to check the IPs one more time. So if you already have all these things set up, maybe you already have Docker and Container Lab set up. You really don't need to run this setup script. You don't need to run this setup script or code all of that. Once you know you have those two set up already, so you can just do the Container Lab deploy. Okay, but before I deploy, if we check Docker processes, why is it? Why is it stressing me? So if we check Docker processes, we'll see we have the PC, we have the switch, and we have the router. So we can't do container lab deploy again now. We need to make sure we are running this from the directory that has the topology clab.yaml file. So if we do container lab deploy dash topology this, you see we get some issues that it already exists, so we have to remove it first. So that's why we need to, if you want to remove it, you have to destroy it first. Yeah, so if we check our Docker now, we won't see those containers anymore. then we can now deploy it with this. So you can just run this cleanly without running the setup script if you already have the if you already have Docker and you already have container lab. This is fine for you. This is fine. So everything is back up again. Okay, so one thing you must have noticed is that I'm running this on a Linux machine. This is Ubuntu. This is a Ubuntu machine. So I don't know if this is going to work on your existing pin. Maybe we should just try. Let's just try. Um, let me close this Ubuntu and try to run this on my Pinet lab on the Linux of my Pinet lab. Let's just try and see what happens if it works or not. Okay, so we have it right there. Pinet. This come up, come up, come up. Okay. Okay. So git clone the URL. Yep. ls cd this ls make this executable. Then go into images. There is nothing there. I'm just want to follow this so it takes me here. Yep. So I'm going to drag this here. Just want to see so that you know if you can just set this up on your existing maybe Pinet lab or EVNG without setting up a new Ubuntu. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we did. So run the setup script. Okay, so yeah, I already have Docker, I already have container lab here. So let's see if the other things pass. Okay, can send some errors. Give some errors. Deploy link for switch not supported. File exists. I think these errors are. Let me see. Let's see. Let's wait for this to. I'm just going to break out of that here. I can do that. These are actually running. Let's see if I can go into them. Um, this is the PC. Looks like I can actually go into them. Yeah, PC is fine. Which other IP? 11. Okay, no route to host. So this is not very fine. This is switch. Mm, no route to host. Let me see if I can troubleshoot what's going on. Um, okay, just remove those images. Then I'm going to try again. Docker network ls. No network here. Okay. Container lab deploy dash team. Oh no. tables. Okay, so it looks like the Pinet tab is giving some issues. So the best would be to run it on, let's say, an Ubuntu machine, just as we did right here. So we avoid all these issues. We avoid troubleshooting this type of issues at 12 a.m. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much, and we're going to send the next challenge. Thank you and bye.